Good morning, good evening, guys, to wherever you're tuning in from today. Hope everyone is doing well. Really been looking forward to hosting this space and actually learning more about the Thor protocol and everything else that Cyberfrogs have been getting up to as well. And Cyberfrogs have been constantly over my feed for the last few weeks. So I think it's fair to say you guys are doing something right. So first of all, I'd like to welcome Andy to the stage. How's it going, man?
It's good, man, and thanks for having me, brother. Excited to be
I
here
appreciate
too.
you coming on, and also my co-host Zimbara, who I forgot to tag in the actual post as well. How's it going, brother?
Doing great. I'm super excited about these spaces. I want to hear more about Thor. Like everyone is ramping about and the push of Soul and everything Thor did good. So this is gonna be a good one.
Appreciate you joining us as always. So Andy, let's get into it. For everyone who's in here as well, appreciate everyone tuning in. Don't forget to hit a like, share, and send this space out to your friends as well because it's going to be a banger. So Andy, what is the Thor protocol? I've been hearing so much about it. Everyone seems to be printing. Look, I want to know everything that you guys have been cooking.
We're coming out with a banger for a first question, man. What is Thor Protocol? It is the world's first on-chain hedge fund, and it is a fully automated, decentralized investment in DeFi protocol. Man, I can dig into so many details on it, and I'm excited to share them. But it's unlike anything that's ever been released before. And I'll just say that it was born out of my own selfish desires for easy trading and set it and forget it investment protocols. I've been in crypto since 2013. I've seen just about every scam and Ponzi and bullshit that's ever come to market. I've got like a complete sort of, I don't do the hype bullshit. You know what I mean? That's really something that we're completely, focused on as a community and as a team. And what we do is really just present data and math. And in my process of derugging cyberfrogs, I met my good friend and now business partner, Sile, who's a quantitative developer and has been a world-renowned trader for over 20 years. And he started telling me little snippets about this thing that he had called Thor. And as we, derugged the cyberfrogs together, I really learned a lot about what it was that Thor is and does. And I said, man, this is something that I would personally love to use. And I've got some really cool ideas about how to release it to the world and to the ecosystem at large. And we started building Thor Protocol. So we call it TAP, Thor Automated Protocol. And yeah, man, it has been doing very well for everybody who has participated in it. And nothing's off the table. One of the things I want to really set the standard for, like just with my own interview and stuff like that, is that there's literally no questions off the table. We're happy to dig into fucking anything. We're very data driven and we want people to get the full picture and go from there, man. So that's a little bit
Appreciate it.
about it.
Well, no, I think it's important to paint the full picture and also speak it in a language where there's a lot of people who are not tech savvy. I'm definitely one of those people. So to just to understand it in a dumbed down version as well, I think is really important because there's a lot of layers to this protocol. It's something that I've never seen before. And one comment you made there, which I really like, is you're not necessarily a hype man. You let the product do the speaking for you, and I think that's something which give credit to you guys because there's a lot of people who'd be absolutely shouting and screaming about this even before it was launched. And you guys have been working in the background, released this protocol, and your community members have been absolutely printing. And this is a conversation I've been having with Zimbabwe a lot. And I think ultimately when it comes to any NFT projects, one of the key drivers for me is like, what value do I get back as a holder? And the projects that I'm still invested into now are the ones who are providing me value. A lot of that are monetary value. So it's actually nice to see, somewhere a project who doesn't overpromise, they underpromise and overdeliver, and are providing some insane value back to the holders. So I actually read that the protocol was created, was it 15 years ago? Or something, or 12, I can't remember what I saw now, Andy. But it's been utilized in more like Forex, asset managers, CME sort of things.
Exactly. Yeah. So Thor in its like basic form started development over 15 years ago. Thor consists of tried and true over a decade old trading strategy. And so when we say Thor and how we've applied it to the protocol, We are talking about an age-old, time-tested strategy that we've implemented on our own for our own personal funds. And that dates back about 12 years ago. It's traded everything, like you just said, across every asset and every tradable asset in every market condition. And it's the same strategy that we've used time and time again. And so, yeah, it is 12 years old, and it's not something that we really claim back testing on. If you ever hear me talk about back testing, you'll hear me say that it's largely bullshit. That's something that can really favor, I think, favorable trading conditions, executions, operations, and things like that. And generally speaking, people do give their back testing a bit more of those favorable terms. And so the numbers and data presented is a bit maybe unrealistic. And so we don't do back testing. We don't need to. We have over 12 years of actual real life data. And, just speaking and firing off the hip, we have a cumulative total and average hit rate of about 70 to 80% on our trading signals. And that goes across every tradable asset and every fucking commodity that we present Thor signals on. Currently, what we've released via the TAP protocol is over 50 crypto assets that people have 4 time frames for their trading signals. And then also we just released Thor for over 10,000 stocks. And so you can use this and you can manage your own funds using our trading signals with a really high efficacy rate, or you can use our trading protocol, which automates currently the cryptocurrency side of things. We're really excited to see a lot of the financial services and trading markets come to Solana, and also just, tokenizing some stocks on the blockchain, and also Forex, via pancake swap and stuff like that. This is just the tip, as we like to say. It's just the tip in terms of where we're at from, an industry in the trading side of things. And it's really just like the first iteration of what we can apply Thor to on chain. And I really want to highlight that everything that we do is on chain. I am a blockchain maxi. I am a fucking laser eye Bitcoin maxi, buying Bitcoin in gas stations back in the day. What we want to do is provide that transparency and that infallible level of data that's all expressed on the blockchain. So as more things come to the blockchain, and as more trading I do, which we all, I think, are here, in at least some agreement that it's going to be coming to crypto as a whole, that's what we're really excited about, is on-chain trading.
So Andy, let me ask you: is this algo?
Sorry, Zimbara, was you going to go then?
Sorry,
I don't know if I'm rugging here or something, but
I don't think you can hear him.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Zimbara, you know what? I always have to put a VPN on in Dubai when I'm on Spaces, because it doesn't actually work. So Zimbara, do me a favor, you just drop down and come back up again, and then I'll pull you back up, mate. In the meantime, Andy, you said 70 to 80% hit rate. Was that right?
Yeah, and here's the fucking thing, man. I'm gonna cut to the chase. Don't fucking believe me. Literally, don't take a word that I say as fucking fact. And that's one of the things that I'm really adamant about. We've got thousands of users using Thor within our own community. And I always say, go and talk to them. Go and talk to the people using it. Don't ever listen to the dude shilling it. But I can speak from the data side of things that we collect ample data, and we do maintain a 70 to 80% hit rate month over month. And like I said, the people actually using that can speak to the proof on their own. I'm just the dude shilling it. Everyone take what I say with a grain of salt. Fucking DYOR, do your own research, investigate, trust but verify. And that's really something that I want to push here. I've been in this fucking space long enough to see people get taken advantage of, emotionally, and that's just not what we fucking do. Listen to the data, go and see if it works for you, and that's really where we go for. But yeah, 70 to 80% hit rate month over month, brother.
Incredible, man. And that's the beauty of what you do. You don't need to hype anything up. You don't need to pretend. Everyone has access to see this information. And that's the beauty of the blockchain as well, and beauty of collecting that sort of data. Zimbara, I hope I can hear you this time.
Can you hear me now or no?
Yes, perfect.
Awesome. Andy, I was gonna ask you, but does it work as a typical trading bot that we already saw so many come and going? Is it more like as a copy trader of, like, you guys implement the strategy based on the data that you have, and then everyone else that is on Cyberfrogs copy that trades? Or how does it actually work? Because a lot of people heard the term about trading bots entering, exit, and everything, and they get like, oh my god, that's again more of this, or I'm gonna go to KuCoin and use their bot, and 1000 goes to zero. So can you delve a little bit more on how actually Tor works? Because I think that's, if you want to talk about it, of course, but that's actually what people get surprised, because even today I saw so many print screens like the one that is pinned on the top of this conversation on entry and exit, sniping entry and exit in the conditions that the market it is. And it's extremely difficult for a bot to do that. So could you delve a little bit more on that? Try not to be too technical, but yeah, let's fucking go.
Sure, man. Yo, so you nailed it. If anybody has ever gone and tried to use a copy trading bot on any exchange, 9 times out of 10 you get wrecked within the first 30 days, and that's just sort of the nature of that. In large part, they're untested algos and really poor execution. So, no, it is not copy trading. It is a full DeFi protocol. What we have is a system where people pledge into a contract. It's a shared contract that obviously mathematically delegates your percentage of the contract when you decide to pledge. And I'm going to try and get like really non-technical here, but I talk about this so much that it's hard not to, So this is a way for you to participate in essentially what is our trading strategy presented by Thor. It's not copy trading. We're all actively trading, together with that shared contract. And at the same time, it's DeFi automation. Not only are you buying and selling assets, currently we're primarily trading Solana, given that we live on the Solana blockchain and volume on other assets isn't where we need it to be. There were multiple days where we were like 40% of Drift Protocol's trading volume as we were beta testing some perpetuals, inclusion in our contract. So, we're spot trading. It's a low risk, large time horizon trading protocol. But at the same time, you're automating DeFi. And what I mean by that is that you're liquid staking. So as we're buying and selling based off of Thor signals, you're liquid staking, you're accruing interest on that front. And we have USDC, which is parked in the contract as well. That's not just sitting by idle. We do interest generating deposits on that, like Drift Protocol's investment or insurance fund, currently getting 41% APY. We automate liquidity providing, and we also do farm airdrops. Currently, we've done the Blaze airdrop, we have the Pyth airdrop, and then also one of the things that's going to be really interesting to see is we have like about $2 million of volume on Jupiter. And so the Jupiter airdrop 2 is going to be included. And so when I say it's a turnkey entrance into crypto, you can buy and sell crypto assets, and we can facilitate that for you using our trading strategy. And you're taking advantage of some of the best components of DeFi, high APYs, and interest generating deposits and things like that generally speaking take a lot of time to manage. And at the same point in time, when do I stake? When do I unstake? When do I buy? When do I sell? Our protocol answers all of that. The automated protocol is meant to be a set it and forget it turnkey investment opportunity for people who want to automate their trading or diversify their portfolios, either into crypto or specifically into Tar protocol.
But do you think it's scalable? Because as more as the contract will accumulate, will not become a problem even for the volume that you guys are playing with? And what is the volume that you currently have? And do you see that a barrier, or that's even something positive in your opinion? And by the way,
so
excellent.
Oh, dude, thank you, man. And brother, I'm so excited for volume. Right now, we're playing with what we call peanuts, and we're really proud because we set a target for the end of the year to have $500,000 in our protocol, and we've exceeded that at this point. One of the things that you'll see on my timeline is that we're actively trading on DYDX as well. While there's not enough volume on Solana for us to facilitate, I would say like multi-million dollars at this point, $40-50 million. Yes, there's a scaling issue when it comes to Solana. Good thing we're really keeping our eyes forward and that we've built an interoperable protocol. And it's not released yet, but what we're doing is we're applying perpetuals contracts and automated perpetuals trading onto DYDX and eventually spot trading on Binance as well. We will go where the volume is. We will diversify our portfolio and our protocol across multiple blockchains, and we will enable any amount of volume that we have. The other thing is, we've already seen Circle and Jump and other people start talking about tokenizing stocks and also really bringing Forex trading on chain as well. As well as I do, if you go to CME and some of these exchanges, you can fire multi-million-dollar orders and it doesn't even paint a single, influx on the candle. So I think it's safe to say that we will scale as the trading components of the ecosystem scale. And as it stands right now, we're eyes wide open and we're applying our protocol to the blockchains for diversified level of liquidity and volume. So, the one thing too is we're currently beta testing on DYDX, and we are the ranked 16 on the largest decentralized exchange on any network. And currently trading is the top 1% of traders over there. Had a great call with the DYDX team last week, and there's some really interesting developments coming to their platform. And we're really looking forward to putting TAP and Thor Automated Protocol in full effect over there. Let's just say that.
So as part of your trading strategies, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Andy, you focus on, quite a lot of things, but one of them being dollar costing averaging and also hedging. Would you say they're sort of two of the main components to your strategy?
Primarily large components of them, 100%. In full effect, we are the world's first on-chain hedge fund.
Okay, so do you want to just tell us, go into a little bit detail in terms of, I suppose that everyone in here will know what DCAing is and also, hedging, but how does it actually work in terms of knowing when the best time to buy is?
Man, so that's the secret sauce right there, my friend. Thor does what Thor does, and there's real life data being constantly considered as Thor presents buy and sell signals. What we do is we implement the 1 day time frame, 4 hour time frames within our protocol for spots, as well as take profit levels and hedging. Thor in and of itself is its own trading indicator when you really get into it. It does use some other pretty well-known, trading indicators, obviously when it generates the calls, but we like to say that Thor is its own trading indicator. So we'll get presented signals essentially, and the protocol will manage the weight of them and integrate them into the buys and sells automatically.
And then as well, in terms of the downward price action, you actually scale into the dips, accumulate, in this case, cheaper SOL, which is converted into MSOL, BSOL to earn passive income. So the whole thing is essentially, it's always putting your money to work, right?
100%, man. Dead capital doesn't make any fucking money. And that's why we've integrated the USDC components. We will be enabling USDT within our protocol as well. And so there's not going to be just dead capital sitting around. It takes money to make money. And what we're doing is we're constantly scanning on the blockchain the best places for us to be putting and parking some of that capital from a risk averse side too. I just want to really make that clear. Risk averse is the name of the game when it comes to our protocol. We have seen the worst market conditions that you could fucking imagine. We launched this right before FTX happened. We know what it's like to operate this protocol in a bear market. And now you're seeing, the time horizon really come into play here where we were buying $8 Solana. People think it's crazy, but Thor called $8 Solana 4 months before FTX happened. And we've got the receipts for that. It's just math. And so when it comes down to these black swan events, when it comes down to news and, all of these things that people like to say are, large components of crypto, and sometimes they are, mathematically speaking, a lot of the times it plays into Thor signals that we've had for weeks. We called 44. We knew that we were coming up on 60-ish. I don't know the exact Thor signal, but all of these were generated, months prior to them happening. And so it sounds unbelievable. And that's one thing that I really want to reiterate here, guys, is like, I'm not a fucking snake oil salesman. It's not the name of the game. It's just math. It's just fucking math.
So, Andy, if it's just math, let me just try to understand something. When people pledge to the protocol to try to get some return, do they have like some kind of months? Do they have a target, or do they just apply their soul and whatever happens, happens? How does the process work on the management for your side? Because one of the biggest problem on hedge funds that we know nowadays is when people want to cash out. It's not a problem on the aspect of not having the money. It's a problem of like you have the periods, you have the waiting period, you have the taking the money out and everything. So like, how does that part of the protocol work?
That's a great question, man. So there is a lock period. We have a single lock period right now where it is a 90-day lock period, and it's a 48-hour unstake period. You have the ability to reassign your capital and renew your contract if you want to for an additional 90 days. And at which point, when it closes, if you don't renew, it's automatically airdropped back into your wallet that you signed with. And it is in the state of the contract. So if we're positioned in Solana or USDC or whatever asset that is, those assets get airdropped directly back into your wallet based off of the state of the contract. Now, you said something really interesting. When it comes to hedge funds, it is a bit of a barrier. We're really excited that we can operate much more expeditiously than they can. And at the end of the contract, like I said, you get your money back within 48 hours. We did have it where you could open and close at any time. That's something that I was pretty bullish on from not your keys, not your crypto, keep the personal, ownership really high. But mathematically speaking, it was not advantageous for us to be constantly rebalancing, the contract. And so we did make it a locked period. We're going to be expanding that to 1 year. A user will have the option to choose 90 days or 1 year, and they can lock their funds for that amount of time.
So and then when they take out the contract, they get the proportion of the percentage of wins that Tor had for the period that they had the lock, or just for what they applied on their contract specifically. It will work like in a massive pool, or it's like little pools, let's say.
You could conceive it as little pools. It's based off of the amount of P&L or the amount of capital that you put in based off your P&L. People enter the contract at different times. We balance that on our own. And one of the things that we're changing right now and we're expanding to is right now you have to match the contract. And so just like staking, you have to have Solana to be able to stake. To use Tap, you have to have Solana and USDC. We're changing that. As we expand to running perpetuals, expanding to other blockchains, we want to make sure that people can come in at any point in time and that it's like advantageous for their portfolio. And so we're doing a USDC and USDT only pledge where you don't have to match the contract. It's going to be a really good way for people to see the actual trades that occur over the course of their personal contract, instead of saying, hey, I don't know when I bought this Solana, my P&L may not reflect that specifically. It's a way for us to really clarify and I think present, real-time, real-world data for how we've used that capital throughout the course of the contract.
Nice. You made a point before, like I was always thought, if it sounds too good to be true, then it usually is. But in this case, it's backed by tons of data. People have been using it all over the feed, and people have been making nice returns. And I want to just touch a little bit and talk about the performance metrics. So obviously, this is something, Andy, as well. Like when you say like you're not a salesman, this is something where you've invested your own money at. And I've saw a few tweets of you showing people what you started and what you finished with. So in that essence, then could you share some specific, performance metrics to give, listeners in here a better understanding of what they can expect with this? And obviously, I know there's a lot of different variables and whatnot, but in your own personal experience.
For sure, man. So let me just go ahead and preface this with what my lawyers want me to say. Past history does not reflect future promises of performance. So, that being said, we've had a really great run, and I'm just trying to pull this up right here, and I will tell you exactly what my contract is doing. I put my money where my mouth is, and I invested at the start of our contract $40,000. I've since added additional capital to that. As it stands right now, I have $137,000 in the protocol with a net P&L of 75% over 180 days. Now, here's one thing that I want to answer really fucking up front, is everyone's just going to say, well, you could have just bought Solana and fucking held it. You could have. Did you? Did you buy $8 Solana, or were you waiting for $3 Solana?
I only got 924. Sorry, man. I couldn't get 8.
Hey, man,
I was too scared.
And that's what we do. We take the fucking emotions out of it. Dude, it's on my timeline all the time, and it's a repetitive comment that we get. And hey, we get that. We understand. Did you do it, is my response. When people were calling for $8 Solana again when we were 15, did you buy? Well, we fucking sure as shit did. You know, we bought 17, 19, 15, all the way down. And so, you know, that's one of the things, is that if you're a great trader, hell yeah, right on, not knocking your hustle, right on. 99% of people are not great traders. Let's be real here. It's difficult. It's emotionally taxing. We built a tool to circumvent all of that. And we can speak from a level of mathematical precision that we know that it works from our own personal experience of over 12 years. And now of around 1 year of on-chain data. You know, and that's what we're really excited about, and partially why we built in silence for so long. We wanted to walk softly and carry a big stick. And now that the data speaks for itself, we don't have to. And that's not something that we need to go around and shill and try and prove and convince people of. Just look at the data. And so, like I said, if you're a great trader, right on. We love that. We're so stoked. If you're not, if you find yourself really driven by emotions within the crypto space, we've got a tool for you that will really work. Now, if you are a great trader, the other funny component of our whole system is that we provide trading signals. Based off of how many frogs that you have, we provide trading signals against 50 coins. We see master level traders that we're friends with, Deuced, AD, reputable people within the space using our signals because, one, it saves them time and it gives them confluence against their own trade. So it is something that master level traders can use for the manual, trading signals. And then I think for the everyday person, the automated protocol is what really answers a lot of the what the fuck do I do right now sort of question. And that's something that we're really proud to offer on both fronts, man.
Should we fear, for example, like a black swan event on, if it happens on Solana, or if we have a very fast pullback, is the protocol like safe enough in the smart contracts that we'll know what to do without taking too many losses, or will it contain a lot of losses and then we'll try to make it back on the way up? I don't know if I'm being clear, but you get what I'm trying to say, I think.
I do. And so let me just speak from what's already happened with one of the worst black swan events to happen to Solana, which was FTX. We at the time had individual contracts where people essentially operated their own contracts. It wasn't a shared pool. Now, we did have it where you could open and close at any time. We opened about 8 days before Solana, the crash. And at the time of FTX, we were up 17%. There was a flash crash. And what happened was people did what people generally do and got really emotional, right? A lot of people closed their contracts before the time, horizon was ended. And let's just really condensing it. If you would have stayed with us through the FTX crash, those people that kept their contracts open were up 77% in 60 days. And so can anyone account for a black swan event? Fuck no. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely not. Do things like this happen? Could the world catch on fire in the crypto space at any given point in time? Let's be real here, guys. Yeah, it's been this way for 10 years. It's nothing new. What I can say is that our protocol is prepped to take advantage of extreme price volatility, up or down. Now that we've implemented hedging as well as our historically successful spot trading account, we're ready for just about anything. So I'm not going to say like, oh my God, yeah, we'll make sure that we're the, fucking winners of a black swan event. No, let's just be real here. There's things you can't account for from trading. Welcome to trading. But I can say during the FTX event that we did handle it very well. and that those users who stuck out their contract were very happy at the time of close. I hope that answered it well. Dude, I try not to dance around questions, but I really want to make sure that people know that the biggest thing that you're fighting here is your own personal emotions.
No, but you answered extremely well. Sorry, because I think it's my lag on the internet. You were talking and I enter afterwards when I wanted to tell you. No, I think you answered correctly, and I think the part of taking the emotions out, it's very important. It's just like majority of the people will not understand or trust signal group or a bot or anything like this without a proper explanation of the technology that is behind. Because I personally, and I'm a very big advocate, and I always tell, like, I use Lux Algo. I don't know if you know. I put it on my trading view, and I like, for me it's not my indicator. It's just my third confirmation when I'm setting up a trade for me. So it's very nice to hear that you can actually use as well, not only the trading bot, but you can actually have a community and be behind people like yourself and all that group to understand more. What I wanted to see as well is like, what are, like, I know that we cannot give guarantees to anyone because this is crypto, right? But people, I think what people must have the fear is like, what are my guarantees of dropping this money on this smart contract? It's just history, it's just the backing numbers. Who are they? Are you guys dogs? Are you not dogs? Are you registered? Are you not registered? Like, what is the, like, how will I trust you my hard earning money? Let's say I'm not talking about me and Zeds because we are DJs, but the rest of the people, you know.
Dude, totally. And like I said from the get-go, I think one of the things that really provides the level of reputation to our protocol is what we've done over the last 2 years derugging cyber frogs. 100%, I do think that that reputation does precede us when it comes to talking about the protocol. They've seen us do the right thing as a team for over 2 years with no financial incentive. I had $1,500 in the treasury whenever I derugged cyber frogs and worked for free for 2 years, to really bring us now to a top 25 by market cap NFT. And so, the proof is in the pudding when it comes to the team. And I think that that really applies heavily on Solana. People know us on Solana. Now, who gives a shit outside of Solana? 100% something I'm well aware of. So we are backed by the world's largest fintech legal firm, Haynes and Boone. They are our legal representation. We are a fully accredited and registered software as a service company, and we have legal protection all across the board. I am personally doxxed, and we've got absolutely nothing to hide. So when it comes to that, we've definitely taken a bit of a Web 2.5 approach. We do provide services that are generally unavailable to the common person. If you're not an accredited investor, you can't participate in a hedge fund. That's something that we were really sentimentally bullish on, is that we have now given people a software to give them tools really previously unavailable to them. We've done so through the blockchain. I'm a DeFi maxi, like I said, Bitcoin fucking OG. I get it. Not your keys, not your crypto. All of that runs in my blood. Now, what's really cool is that we've also taken the proper legal channels to ensure that as we scale this, this doesn't just apply to Web3 degens. We have, a vision in the business development trajectory where we will be having conversations with additional funds, people that run, whatever financial service or trading firm that they do. They're all diversifying into crypto now. Generally speaking, they don't always buy at the right times. We're really excited to partner with these people and to have them diversify into our portfolio and into our protocol. And so we have done everything that we needed to do to ensure full legal compliance, both IRL Web 2 and Web 3.
So tell me something. Do we have a minimum that we have to invest? Do we have a max that we can invest? How is the process for no one that ever heard about cyber frogs knows, like, okay, I listened to this, I really like it, I want to hype at it right now. What do I have to do? What are the steps?
Well, it's so funny if, once again, I'm going to urge caution to everybody listening. Don't fucking listen and just see rainbows and sunshine. We have made the minimum amount that you have to invest in our protocol at $100. That is a very easy opportunity for anybody to stress test it, see how they feel on their own, see if it's a good fit for them without having these arbitrarily high pledge numbers. And so $100 gets you access into our protocol. You don't even have to own a CyberFrog to participate. There is a tax bracket that we do have for holding CyberFrogs, but if you have no CyberFrogs, we strictly operate off of a performance fee. Our contract does not take money from you if it does not make money. If you do not have a CyberFrog, it is a 20% performance fee at the close of your contract. It is, once again, the proof is in the pudding. Put our fucking money where our mouths are and show people that we believe in our protocol without asking them to invest financially and arbitrarily for, whatever doesn't work for them. We do integrate a very small portion of our coin that's needed to open up a contract. And as it stands right now, that is $4. So if you would like to pledge $100 into our protocol, it costs $4 of our cryptocurrency for you to test the waters. And that's it.
I love that, because you see all these trading groups that have such a high buy-in entry and there's no guarantees and they don't have the data to back it, and then people have got to upfront a whole lot of money. This is just lowering the barrier of entry for absolutely everyone, even whether non-dependent on whether you have experience in crypto and trading. So my next question for that would actually go on to the ease of use then. So talk me through the steps for how easy it is for then an individual to set up and actually start using TAP.
Dude, it is so easy. You'll go to cyberfrogs.io. We are redoing our homepage. Give us a break. It's been a lot of iterations on CyberFrogs as we derug, so it's a bit of a clusterfuck. But we do have our own website coming natively for TAP, which will be very user-friendly and the user flow will be much improved. But as it stands, you go to cyberfrogs.io, you go to our holders area in the drop-down menu, and you collect Auto Thor V3. That gives you our interface, and it's pretty easy to see what's going on. We have a native bridge that's built in. If you're bridging over from Ethereum or any other blockchain, you can bridge directly on our website, as well as a DEX built into the website as well if you do need to change or do anything. But there's a little window that just says amount USDC. And for instance, I'm just going to say, look, I'm listening to this fuckwad Andy up here with some weird cyberfrog on his fucking PFP. Let's see if this dude means what he says. I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to pledge $100. You go in, you say open position. I click $100, and then it says, all right, cool. Deposit preview. You need $30.55 of USDC, and you need 1.236 Solana. And you say, okay, cool. I'm going to click this little button here that says, oh, these are terms of service, bunch of legal jargon. Past performance does not indicate future performance, blah, 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 blah. Click that button, open position, sign the contract, and you're off on your merry way.
As easy as that. No, absolutely love it. Like from my perspective, I've always wanted to learn how to trade, especially using leverage, but I've never actually given it the time to actually learn it. I mean, from the outside, it comes across as quite a minefield. A lot of technical knowledge, very time consuming in order to do it, and not only to mention as well, extremely risky, like leverage trading in such volatile markets. So something like this, where it's completely hands off, is absolutely perfect for me. But only on top of that as well, like removing the emotion, because I do invest. A lot of time I've over invested, which, when the price does go down, you just sat watching the screen. This is an opportunity where you can just literally put it on, whatever you're happy with, just let it work in the background, and then come back to it, and hopefully watch the price go up. I'll pass it over to you, Andy Rehandle.
Man, I just want to answer real quick. You said you want to learn about trading and that you want something that really helps facilitate trading on your own too. What's cool is, we have an automated protocol that does really well. Set it and forget it. Long time horizon, low risk. That is 100% what our protocol is. But we also have what we refer to as the degenerate shitcoin traders chat within our Discord. And those are the people that have over 9 cyberfrogs that get access to a pretty high level of trading signals. And they're leverage trading, they're talking with each other, running Confluence, And it's a really good opportunity for people who want to learn how to trade using their own funds or their own strategy to leverage our signals, which do have a really high hit rate and rate of return, and allowing them to apply leverage if you want to. I will say, if you come into our Discord and you expect these fucking Moon Boy vibes, I'm gonna 50x leverage everything, that is 100% not what we are. We really do encourage our users and our holders and our trading base to operate risk management. That is one of the fundamental pillars that CyberFrog's trading is built off of, is risk management. And that's something that we're very adamant about. We have a risk management calculator built directly into our trading signals, where you can say, hey, this is what I'm willing to lose to make this much money. And what we really push within our Discord and within our community is plan your trade and trade your plan. Those are things that are some of the most difficult things to do. And you will find yourself surrounded by people who literally trade full-time, have quit their jobs, any number of things, and strictly use Thor signals. And that's one of the things that we really wanted to provide too, is learning resources and educational material for people who want to learn how to trade. We do a weekly trading course. It's called Trader Tuesdays with our in-house master trader mode. And we go through, check charts, go through everything, and we will be increasing those to 2 times a week as well. We also do a Trader 101 course once a month, and we'll be increasing that to once a week for people who want to come in and learn how to use Thor signals. You do not need to be a master trader to know how to use Thor signals. Like anything else, Thor is a tool, and we teach you how to use that tool. And that's one of the things that we really wanted to hit from all angles. If you want to manage your portfolio, we've got the ability to do that. We've got the signals for you. We've got the community. We've got the learning resources. We've got the fucking trading chat. We've got all that. You don't want to? You want to go off and degen and just park some capital in something that historically has been a good place to park capital? We've got the automated protocol for you too. So we really want traders of any kind, new, old, experienced, inexperienced. We provide a home base for them to learn how to be better at whatever it is that they want to get better at.
ZEDZ, I feel like I need to join CyberFrogs and buy 9 frogs to be on this group, because this is what I really like to do on my days off, man. Like I don't know what is going on. How I didn't know about this before. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted you on here, because Andy Zimbar is a trader himself. He won't talk too much about it, but a good one, a very good trader as well. And I wanted to.
This year, for example, I'm in lower percentage than what Tor did, because this year, in these last 12 months, I'm 62% up, and Andy with the CyberFrogs on the automated contract is more than that. Well, I'm not that with Solana, but I don't count Solana for this bag forever. That's a different story, and Solana never enters for my trading account. But Andy, one thing, and before I pass to ZEDZ for him to go for the questions, I wanted to ask you, so we already know that 9 frogs will give you access to this special group on Discord. We already know that if we have 1 frog, we can actually do some we can have some discount on the trading fees. But what are the perks of having frogs? And like, do they have like different amount of frogs for different types of perks? Do you want to delve a little bit about this? Because we've been talking like Tor, and not frogs. And I think they deserve, because the art is so cool, they deserve a little bit of love.
Thanks, man. So frogs get you a literal metric fuck ton of utility outside of just Thor. The main thing that we've done is we've integrated a tier system into our services. Via the automated protocol, the more frogs that you own, the less taxes that you'll pay. It goes all the way down to 0% taxes. It used to cost $2,000 for that level. Now it's a bit pricier. I think it's something around $50,000. So that's why we have built in lower tiers to give people additional incentives and benefits. The big thing that we see is that you want a discount on your automated protocol, or you want access to our trading signals. We've talked about Thor. We've talked about all sorts of stuff. We have Telegram services where you can get Telegram notifications for signals directly to your phone. We do have some planned expansions of that. I'll just say that much right now. And the big thing here for active traders is that we also give stock signals as well based off of the tier system. Over 10,000 stocks are available for you to trade and get active Thor signals on as well. And like I said, 50 trading signals on cryptos. We also have a sniper bot. If you're into NFT trading, we have the first trait-based sniper bot, automated bids, automated relistings. We've got, I've got so much stuff that I know I'm going to forget, but I can say this much. We are a holder-first community. We continue to build cool shit. We were the innovators of trait swapping, the first one to commit trait swapping like 4 months in advance of anybody else. We've brought innovation at every turn in the CyberFrog's growth, and we will continue to do so. So that is one thing I will say. Frogs are a direct access to everything that we do, and we've built holder incentives in all along the way based off of your owning. My goal, and this is something I want to really fucking hammer in, my goal is not to price people out. My goal is to provide enough value that a single CyberFrog gives you your return off of using our services and providing value in that front. If you're an active trader, you'll end up getting more frogs. And we are one of the only NFT projects, I will say, that our services should give you the ability and opportunity to make the revenue you need to buy more frogs if you want to. One frog gets you access to Solana signals. That's one of my most heavily traded assets. And we see people come in constantly, buy one frog, learn how to use our services, and eventually buy more frogs from the profit that they get trading to get more signal services and additional incentives within our ecosystem.
Absolutely incredible, man. This is probably the space where I've never got so much alpha in my life. But Andy, I've got one question. Is there anything that you guys don't do?
No. No, man. We do everything.
We need to ask the alpha. What is Thor saying about the price of Solana? Are we gonna get a 35 buy or not? This is what we need to know.
You've got you got to buy a CyberFrog before you do that.
Damn.
No, fuck that, man. Here's me being me. People give a shit because I want to provide value. Let me find out. I'll pull it up real quick. It'll take me a second. So if you have other questions, man, just let me know.
Andy's the shot, man.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Bro, we have, let me just pull this up. So Thor is also cool. I didn't even talk about Thor Pro. When you have like 500, 600 signals being generated every month and an 80% hit rate, what I got to the point of being is like, dude, I don't want to fucking look through all these signals and find the best trades, you know? So we built this thing called Thor Pro. It's an easy way for you to click a button, see the highest trading deltas, specify which assets that you want to see, and it's just a quick snapshot of what's happening. But to answer your question, Thor currently on the 1 hour time frame is calling 3 signals. We've got 2 entries and longs at $43 and one at $38 to $37. We also have an active short right now at $58. And that's definitely a nice spread right there, I'll say. So I've got my
I look like
buyers,
Thor, man. I'm exactly that. I'm short at 57.5 and I want to buy in again at 38. So I feel like I'm Thor as well. I like it. No, I need to join. As soon as this space closes, I'm buying a frog and I'm going to go because I love what I'm hearing, Andy, and I didn't know about all of these. Thanks, ZEDZ, for bringing me on because this is the alpha right here, man.
Samara, I got something so good for you, bro. What you're going to find is that we will save you so much time from running fucking charts and running your own TA. You'll do it for about 30 days and test our signals, and then you're going to be like, holy shit, I just saved myself 5 hours charting. Now I know I can trust Thor, man. So we look forward to having you in our community. You're a perfect fit.
And as you was just speaking then, I have actually just purchased, or in the middle of purchasing, a frog. You've certainly told me. I've been waiting on the sidelines to be honest, Andy, and I will be getting some more because I wanted to just actually ask you some questions, listen to what you've got to say, man. But I am incredibly impressed, and I think for what the value of frogs are now, like 9.6, I'd argue there is no other NFT community in the entire space that is providing as much value back to holders out there. You know, when a lot of them is based purely off speculation and hype, you guys are based off a protocol that is backed by tons of data, which is absolutely printing for the community. And man, I'm just really impressed. And Zimbara is texting me all the way through this saying, man, I've got to grab some cyber frogs. So I'm expecting a PFP swap from Zimbara shortly after this as well. One final question for me, and I've just got to wrap things up, guys. I've got a call to jump on in 5 minutes. But obviously right now, and you mentioned about, you know, being on Sol right now. So do you plan to expand TAP to other chains?
Oh yeah, man, 100%. I already dropped the alpha, brother. We're going to enable Binance as well as Ethereum. But I will say we will go where the volume is. We are eyes wide open. We code in any language. Our lead developer has been coding longer than most people in the space have been alive. And we can go where the winds take us and where the volume is. And that's one of the things that we will be eyes wide open about. So the first iteration of this will be applying Thor and TAP over to DYDX. This will be conducting perpetual trades. And then my vision is to enable on-chain spot trading as well with higher volume markets, specifically Pancake Swap, where they also do have a Forex feature enabled right now. So eyes wide open. We love Solana. I will say I'm a fucking Solana maxi MFers. And the future of fucking finance is Solana for everyone who's fucking been here through the bullshit for the last year. So we are already ready where I think home turf will be. But we will make sure and do our due diligence in the meantime while Solana is catching up on some volume.
Andy, I know that Zed's wanted to go and we're going to go, but I want to ask something because I was going through the frogs. I already select 2 that I like, but I want to ask, like, we see a lot of art changing in Solana and getting better. And my only point until today, even before I lose to frogs, is that it doesn't really resonate with me. Is it an art upgrade, something that you guys are thinking on it or not? Because like a little touch on it, cleaner lines, better artists would be such, and flip them to the other side, because for some reason I have a problem with NFTs pointing to the left. Is it something on the books or no? This is what I want to know, because my background is in art, and I know it sounds weird, trader now, background in art, but yeah, so it would be love to hear about that too, to finish up.
I will just say, man, we have an absolute weapon of an artist as a friend, Nayuman. If you don't follow her, she's an absolute fucking beast. She did the art for our Thordinal collection. And I will say that the Cyberfrog art was never ours. We derugged it, though I am tattooed head to toe, and the tattooed frogs were something I was like, fuck yeah. At the time, it was very different. 100% it's on the radar. Let me just put it that way.
This is the alpha right here, boys. So we have 10 protocols. We have more coming in. We have new art. ZEDZ, please bring it home. And it was so nice to talk to you, Andy.
I appreciate it. I'm going to pass it over to Annie Solly just before we wrap things up.
I just wanted to say the real alpha is Andy's tattooed in frog, so he's not going anyway. Frogs fuck, let's go.
I do have 2 Cyberfrog tattoos on me, including my PFP. So fucking, yeah.
I love what he said. It was like, frogs slap, let's go.
No, I appreciate it. Andy, really enjoyed this space. I'm going that I've got to go and jump on what's going to be a very boring call as well. So I wish I could stay on here and chat to you, but I really appreciate you giving up your time as well and coming on and answering questions. You've certainly sold me. I'm going to be buying more frogs. I'll see you guys in the Discord later on tonight. But first of all, congratulations on everything that you've built. In an industry full of cowboys where people overpromise and underdeliver, it's absolutely refreshing to see someone actually putting their community first and providing tons of value back to the community. So it's good that you guys are finally getting the recognition you deserve. In my opinion, that 9 Sol floor price is so undervalued. So I'm going to be picking up more as I go along. But Andy, appreciate you coming on, man.
Dude, it was a pleasure being here. Thank you, guys. When you hop in the Discord, you're going to get a warm welcome, and just be prepared to say frogs fuck, because we do, and we will continue to do so.
I thought they slap. Fuck, they do everything, man.
Frogs fuck, man. And slap if you're into it, I guess.
But I appreciate you, Zimbabwe. Thank you very much as well for coming on and hosting. And big shout out to everyone in the audience as well. Again, if you've not followed Andy Zimbara or Annie Salty, make sure you hit the follow button. Appreciate you joining, guys. Hope you have a good resting day, and I'll catch you all later.